Episode, we're gonna five.
Five.
Yeah.
Five.
One, two, three, four, five.
Welcome everybody.
Good afternoon, folks. What's up?
Sales as a profession. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, this is good.
It took us a while to actually really settle down on the actual conversation of what we want to talk about, which is great because I hate if Lyndon, I hate if both of us just used to agree on the same topic all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
And that just be boring as hell.
Yeah.
So, as you've seen with the topic, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about the fact that insurance people can't sell. And what are you talking about?
Talking about automotive sales agents are order takers.
They just demo.
They just demo.
Hope for you to like it, hope for you to get interested. So let's go with the premise because we know we don't want to take up too much time. We just want to give you as much advice and just from our perspective. So what happened to me was over the weekend, I was getting ready for church and I got a call from insurance agents and the person starts it off and he's like, "Hi, good day. They're trying to get in contact with Jared, of course, number thing." I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Hi, I'm calling from this insurance group. I got your name from the Art of Lockjack networking session that I had last November." And I'm like, "Okay." And I was like, "No, well," I said, "So before you continue," I interrupted him and I said, "I don't really have a need for any insurance services." And the thing is, I get hostile because I don't like insurance agents. Like, big up my insurance agent, Joanne, she understands me, but I hate insurance agents. I will use that word correctly. I just don't like you. It's a very strong feeling I have against you. So when he said that, my thing was, okay, I don't need any more insurance, I'm good. And then he said, no, well, Maritime, actually, I shouldn't have said the name, but hard luck for that. Tough. That's a toughie. I don't want to say the name, blame Lyndon. He told me not to say the name, but hard luck, I said it. So the agent said, "No, we don't just do that, we do a wide range of services, yada yada." And I paused with silence and I said, "I still don't see the value, so can you show me the value?" And he just went silent. Now, in between while he was talking, there's a child making noise or something in the background too as well, which kind of annoyed me because to me, if you're doing calls, you're not supposed to have really any interruption because you don't know who's the next person that you're talking to the The person may like you or they may not, or they just don't like hearing noises in the background.
That's correct.
Just like how you hear the chair slam there just now. So he went silent and then I just said, "Okay," and the call ended. Like, he didn't even fight me back.
That was it?
That was it. It was horrible.
Damn.
And
So
the thing is, I understand the
you
value
won the
of
call
insurance.
then.
I
You
ran
won
the
the
call.
call. You won the call.
Remember, you either sell the customer on yes or they sell you on no.
Yeah.
And I sold them on no.
Yeah. Right. And that is correct. Actually, what Jared just said, there's an old school terminology where it's who really wins the call, you or the customer. And the agent clearly lost in that regard. Lost big time. Yeah.
Big
time.
So as I get into my part and explain, so here's my issue, right? I think insurance agents are trying to sell over the phone and not sell time. And I'll explain it to you. Everybody's busy. Everybody values their time. And insurance agents are trying to sell you over the phone, which that shouldn't be. What you should actually be aiming for is to actually sell the person to get 15 minutes of their time. If I was in insurance, I only want 15 minutes of your time. That's my first meeting.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's it. I don't want anything else. Because here's the logic behind it. And here's so many things this guy could have done better. So let me not say what he did was wrong. He could have just done stuff a little better. So first error in my opinion is that you call and you try to pitch, of course, to talk about insurance over the phone on a Saturday. Right? To me, you're not listening to the tone of the person you're talking to. So let's go into the first error. You got my name from the Art of Lockjack list and then you just immediately went talking about your company. You didn't ask me about anything about me. You didn't take that to say, let me do a little bit of research about Jared. Because you could find everybody online. We keep saying this all the time. We are all online. There's some online presence for every person you can find. Use that to build a conversation. And he didn't do that. So it had me wondering, okay, why not? Why did he want to do the research? So I cracked up. Because I just said, if this was me, I'd have been like, "Hey Lyndon, I got your name because you attended the Art of Japan networking seminar."
Yes, I did.
How do you find it was? Because I actually went to it and I found it to be a great experience. What do you think?
I thought it was a little boring myself, but at the end of the day, everybody have different experiences.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was great because it's one of my first and I thought it was really good. and then you transition. But the purpose of my call, so the person completely understands, so they know they're not wasting their time.
That's correct. Yeah.
Time. Right?
That's correct.
The purpose of my call is that I'm calling from X agency and an insurance agency, and I'm here to get 15 minutes of your time because I believe you're somebody that we can provide value to. Right? Hit on those words. Don't talk about your insurance services. I think that I can provide value to you. And the thing is, you're calling on a Saturday. You don't have been my hook for a Saturday. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you're probably busy on a weekend, and because like was hearing like his child in the background, I'd have been like, as I say, I'm kind of busy myself. But when I saw your name and I researched you, I knew my company could have benefited you, and that's why I want to take time out of my day to call you. I just want 5 minutes of your time so that we could schedule a day next week where we could sit down and talk for 15 minutes. Is that something you're interested in?
And you end it from there. Yeah, you end it because remember that the goal of a prospecting call is not to sell it over the phone, is to do maybe one of the two things.
Depending on the product you could sell.
Exactly, depending on the product.
Not this case.
Right? One of the two things, and one of them is really and truly create an alignment as quickly as possible, or make an opportunity to get another appointment.
Yep.
Where you actually get in front of the client, the prospect. And that is a fundamental problem because, of course, you will find that you're burning through calls. You may have a very good list, but your approach could be wrong, and you're burning through calls. You're wasting a list where somebody else might just be, a lot more beneficial of it. But I will say this too, Jared. I would encourage all sales professionals to practice prospecting, practice making calls. Even if you don't have anybody to call, pick up the phone, do some research in terms of how people are prospecting outside, and practice your calls and understand that you want to be able to be concise, you want to be able to be clear. Just make it understandable as to why am I making this particular call, and always have the value inside of it at the same time.
Correct.
If it is that you're also using it from the standpoint of an email, or excuse me, you also have to be concise and keep it short. Always identify your time and the value of the other person's time. It is very, very important when you're prospecting, and those things help you really and truly.
And the thing is, I think in Trinidad, I don't know if you would agree, but I think there's a general stigma towards insurance agents. And I think it's a lot because they use old school tactics, which don't work. So,
correct.
So this is my advice to you guys. Sell time. When you're calling a prospect, and this is my approach, you sell them only 15 minutes, right? I just want 15 minutes of your time. This allows me to ask certain questions which will allow me to better understand your needs and see if we can actually fit to you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, that's the end of the call. But you will have the qualifying questions which you're supposed to have about your product or service to help understand the customer better.
That's correct. Yeah.
Second thing is that if you actually do the meeting with the client face to face and you reach the 15-minute mark, trust me, use this real good tactic. This is just me. 15-minute mark, you'll actually say, Lyndon, we reach your 15-minute mark, and I know that's what we originally agreed to.
Correct.
But I think based on this conversation, we are seeing the points where we can add value. We want to continue this now, or can we just schedule to do a full meeting where we can discuss everything in full?
That's correct. And I'll even tell you this. I was having a conversation over the phone with someone who is very, very time conscious. Mm-hmm. And we were actually going over almost a 30-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And he said, listen, I have something else to tell you. Do you have 5 extra minutes? And I said, sure. And he went straight into that. And we ended maybe about 6 minutes over, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, he did really appreciate my time. He indicated, listen, I know that we have a long conversation. You have 5 more minutes. There's not much more information I need to give you. And so that means that what he's also doing, he's actually measuring the quality of his call. He's trying to be concise in relation to, I told you it's going to be this long. Right? We reach a particular time, I have something else to tell you, but we're on the time, how are you looking for time? And I said, no, you go ahead. I have the 5 minutes.
Ask their permission. It shows respect, but at the same time, if you keep to that schedule of what you said with the 15 minutes, I'm telling you, it's gold to a customer. It's gold when you meet any person the first time. You know why? It shows a level of trust because it shows they're a person of your word. I only want to get 15 minutes at a time. The reason why we did the meeting is exactly why we're doing the meeting. I'm not bringing you any other false pretenses, nothing. It's just literally to understand your needs better. Right? And then sometimes when people actually get the meeting, they ask for like referrals and stuff for first meeting. Big mistake. Just add value at the start, guys. Just do the value. So that's just from my end.
Well, that might be a different conversation too, because you really shouldn't be asking. You can't be asking for a referral if you haven't given me anything as yet, you haven't done anything for me as yet, you haven't
We
provided
have one on
value.
another Facebook
Yeah, that's
Live,
a,
isn't it?
oh, that is a different.
But that is it from my view, guys. It was a bad experience for me. I was from my end I was upset because I hate because it robbed me 5 minutes of my time. And I hope you see this advice. If you know a good insurance agent, please tag them. Big up my insurance agent Joanne, because she only calls me when I call her. and that's why we have a good relationship. But big up to all your insurance agents. If you have a good insurance agent, tag them. Let's find out what they do in terms of how they reach out to clients.
Yeah, big up to Daryl
love to hear it.
Yeah, I know a couple of guys who are out there doing, making sure
Greg
they try
Manet.
Greg Manet, yeah.
That's a
Those
big
guys
one.
do good work. I mean, value for me. I've gotten out of my agent.
So
Yeah. Well,
Let's hear your
interesting
own.
enough that you said that today. So we're sharing experiences, right? And
Yeah.
we try to use live experiences that we have on a day-to-day basis to really bring information to you. Okay, again, this is what Jared and I would do on a normal basis, so now we're bringing it to the masses.
Yep.
So today yesterday I did a bit of a secret shopper kind of thing, right? And
Sneaky,
because I've been trying to really get a better understanding as to what the environment is out there for sales professionals. I went into an automotive dealership and I proposed to buy a car.
right.
Right? Now I must say that the gentleman was
Benz?
extremely nah. You ain't gonna catch me with that. Alright?
You don't name dropping, but you
No.
trick me. That's okay. That's alright, cool.
Right? The gentleman was extremely professional. He
Right.
walked up to us, greeted us, everything was good. But the thing is that I gave him some insight in relation as to why I was actually there. I said, I have X vehicle and I have an actual interest in purchasing another one. And we like this because I also work with my girlfriend at the same time.
Right.
We tried to, I even gave her an idea as to what exactly we were trying to do, And unfortunately, the gentleman took exactly what I said that I liked from what I had,
Right.
and he went straight into demo mode, right? Now, I'm just counting the time that would have passed. We spent about 30 minutes, let's say 25 minutes together, right? And I gave him leading indicators. I asked him questions about color, I asked him questions about price. I used my girlfriend as a leader, so what do you think? He didn't even ask, well, is it for you or is it for your girlfriend? Are you looking at changing the vehicle altogether or no? Nothing. We went straight into, we spoke about front sensor, back sensor,
Front
number
center,
of
back center, electronic windows,
Sorry.
tap windshield wipers.
Exactly. All
Windshield
the
wipers
things.
is tune on as I drop it in
That's
the
correct.
windshield.
All
Okay.
the things that we have currently in the existing vehicles, So that in itself, I know I was wondering as to whether he would call me to the desk to have the conversation, but that too didn't happen. Basically, the thing is this, guys, from my experience in sales, from Jared's experiences in sales at the same time, we can be standing anywhere. I can be selling you bananas.
Yep.
Right? There are ways to engage, and we're talking here about engagement. The same thing that the guy didn't do properly over the phone with Jared. He
Engage.
didn't engage properly. You've identified a prospect, but you wasted a prospect. Someone walks into your establishment, and this can even go for retail stores, because what are retail stores that gives you a close-ended question like, do you need any help? What's the answer?
No.
And you go walking
That's
around.
why I like Peerless approach. I think Peerless is excellent.
Yeah.
Because you see it standard in all the stores where, which I think is the approach for retail, which is, hi, we have sale on all green tag items. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, just pique my interest. If I'm interested, because I'm going to walk through the store. If I see something green, I'll look at it.
Look at it.
That's it.
Yeah.
But don't ask, you getting help? I'm good.
Yeah.
Nope.
So this gentleman was very proficient in terms of his product, right? But not very, very proficient, or he didn't show his proficiency in terms of closing the opportunity, really fine-tuned it. So, okay, I understand that you're in here, you're looking for. He didn't. Okay, so
Did
all
you
right.
show
So
how the vehicle would benefit you?
no, because nothing like that came up. There was no identification as to, okay, so you're in here now, but most customers don't really may not be able to buy. What is your timeline that you're looking at?
Yeah.
We spoke about when the 2018 model come in and we out of stock in this and that and the other. Because I asked all those questions. You see,
So he
if
just
a
responded to questions.
He just
and never
responded to questions.
Follow-up. He
Yeah.
did a follow-up question after.
There was nothing after that. If a customer is asking you about stock availability, you want to immediately ask questions as to what is it that you are looking for. All those little questions back and forth gives you the ability to understand when this person looking at it.
So shall we say
What
he's
is
an
your
order
trigger?
taker?
That's order taker, because I will then have to tell him, well, you know what, I need to get this car. And then he said, okay, what color?
Yeah. So when times hard, he don't know how to get business.
And which is a bit, it's a shame, because at the end of the day, you had a prospect that walked out, right?
Yep.
And you don't know as to whether I need to come back in 6 months' time. As a matter, let me put it to you this way, Jared. Let me tell you how bad this was. What I got was the flyer,
Of course.
with the call card.
Of course.
What he got was a shake hand. No flyer, no name, no number, no phone,
He didn't have to pay.
nothing.
Maybe he sent you wasn't interested. Maybe
No.
he sent you wasn't
And
interested.
again, I gave leading indications in terms of when it is that we're looking at doing certain things, because I said we're looking at changing a vehicle. I'm looking at changing my particular vehicle.
Nah.
Yeah.
So you see, here's what I think is happening. I think, and it's something we spoke about earlier, I think a lot of companies are not doing constant training. So I'll give you an example of something which I like and I've seen. And I've mentioned it to several companies who said they don't have the time for it, which is funny, but I've seen it work, where you need to spend time role playing with your
Yes.
team, especially for sales like whether it's retail sales, whether it's automotive, insurance, you need to
Doesn't
spend
matter.
time role playing. And hold on, let me put you out to the test. You need to role play every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Right? If you want to look at what Grant Cardone and all these other guys do, if you look at some of the top real estate agents and what they do with their teams, they role play every day.
I mean, look at it like this. Remember, we were having this conversation in the last episode where you
Check
must
back
have
the
a
last
boiler
episode.
room. Yeah. You must have a boiler room.
Yeah.
Practice. Every team, not just sports teams, to get better, you have to practice. One of the best ways. Now, this is a responsibility to the sales managers,
Not the sales
Right.
reps.
not the sales reps. No. If a coach doesn't say practice is tomorrow, what are the players going to do? Unless they take
Nothing.
their own initiative, they'll come out and practice, right? But it's the responsibility of the sales manager and the organization to make sure that you have a practice environment. And guys, this thing can be really easy and it can be a lot of fun. Create the environment in such a way where Jared knows all the hard questions to ask me. I have to close him so that when we get out there, we can't be touched.
Yeah. You have to
Write
learn to
down
take
all the
objections. And
Write
and
down
how
all
to
the
respond to
objections,
them.
negotiation strategies, and do it within the organization. I wouldn't be able to close Jared. Jared may not be able to close me. You understand? But when we get out there,
It's
because we've
practice.
been able to practice all those strategies, man, you will destroy the competition, and you'll always be good in terms of your sales.
So I seriously hope in the case of that insurance agent that he continues practicing. I hope he didn't do all the cold calls on that approach, and then I'm sure he's wondering why it didn't work. There are several signs why it didn't work. But I hope that there are sales managers out there who are listening that could actually coach their teams and help them out and let them realize that they need to practice. Like if you don't have this thing done, guys, like if he continues on that path, like especially in the insurance industry, that's why you see so many of them fail. Because, and I don't think it's, yes, it have different practices. Maybe people aren't good for sales, people aren't meant for sales, etc. But a lot of the times is that the coaching is missing.
Yeah, it's missing.
The guidance is missing. You don't have to spoon feed people, but there's some people, if you literally just point them in certain directions, so you give them 2-3 instructions, they light up and go, and they build on that until you give them more directions. Okay, change this, edit this, do that. So that's just my advice to you.
And it really comes down to the leadership. You know, it really comes down to the leadership. Now, at the same time too, I always like to say this: every person is supposed to take initiative to their own successor. You understand? So you have to take your own initiative, Mr. or Mrs. Salesperson, right? And of course, the sales organization, the manager, is also supposed to take that initiative towards developing his team. And I would also say this: I'm going to be very, very frank with this. If the sales manager isn't developing his skills as well, you can't train your team. You can't train your team. You understand? Yeah. Don't waste your time at all trying to. You need to be practicing just the same, because you need to be able to practice what you preach, and your skill level needs to be way higher, because you need to be able to listen to what the guys are doing and pinpoint, hey, this is what you could have actually done better in this particular regard.
Correct.
Right? Go out and field visit with your team. Listen to how they do certain things, and then come back when you are sitting in the car, or everybody you are having lunch together, say, hey, this is what I
Share
think
the
that you
feedback.
missed. You missed this particular thing with the customer, and share the feedback with them.
Yeah.
That is how you're supposed to do it. Keep in mind that this segment that Jared and I are doing is not really to bash anybody. We're not here to sound as though we're just the pros. I would love to maybe try things like selling medical services. I would love to try selling anything, right? Because again, all those things help me. It would help Jared. It help anybody get better and
Yeah.
polish yourself in sales. So again, we'll be doing these sessions to help improve and bring to light some of the inefficiencies that we actually see in the lives of some of our other sales professionals.
And just to give a little insight, I'm actually a member of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber as an individual, and we're working on our ICT Pro event that's coming up. So I'm actually cold calling companies in terms of sponsors and people for attendees and stuff. And the thing is, this is cold calling for me. But the thing is, I'm making sure I do research. I'm making sure I try and find people on LinkedIn, try and find the companies, see what articles are going on. And I'm doing the call. And I'm here to tell you honestly, not all of them go great.
Yep,
But I am prepared and I've created the environment to get the best possible result out of it. And I think that's what's going to be key for some of you guys. And I keep testing everything and changing and adding and removing. So I do have some of my shortcomings, but not like what that guy did me last weekend. Not like that.
Yeah, not with a customer asking you for a call back and phone number and everything.
Yeah. So that's just me. So episode 5, guys, if you enjoyed it, click like, give us a thumbs up,
Share
leave
it.
a comment.
Yeah.
Tell us who your favorite insurance agent is. Tell us who your insurance agent is and why you like them and what they do good for you, and tag them so they could join in on this conversation.
Even give us tell us about a good sales experience that you've had.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
those
in
things would be
general.
excellent, you know.
Not a demo here, a sales
A
experience.
sales experience where the person gave you value and you said, yes, I'm taking this thing.
Lovely.
Yeah.
As Jeffrey Gotoma says, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy.
Yeah, that's for real.
Have a blessed one, folks.
All right, peace.